This will be a quick review of the iPad 5th generation. Now this is the iPad for 2017, so this is last year's model and this is the entry model. It is a fantastic iPad. It really is. And Apple, they just make good stuff, period. So if you've got an older tablet, 2016 or earlier, if you have earlier generations of the original iPad, as far as what it looks like, it's going to be about the same as what you're familiar with. Let's go ahead and flip this guy over. Well, you've got your volume on the right side here. You've got your power button on the top. You've got your camera. And if you take a look at the back side there, it looks familiar. It's a little bit lighter than some of the older generations of iPad, but it's still roughly the same size and the same form factor. If you're wondering what's the difference between this 5th generation and this year's 6th generation, really the only key difference is that on this year's model, the 6th generation, you can use the Apple Pencil. The screen on this iPad is fantastic. You can expect the normal 2048 by 1536 pixel resolution. That's 264 pixels per inch, and that's kind of been a standard for at least the last few years anyways, if not a little bit longer. It works on the iPad. They don't really need to go with more pixels. So as far as the screen quality itself, it looks great. I'll show a video here in just a moment. The difference between this and the iPad Pro, I've noticed that the screen is maybe a hint sharper than this, but in reality, both have great screens. Also, the iPad Pro maybe does a little bit of a better job as far as glare is concerned and resisting glare. So if you're under bright lights, you're out in the sunlight viewing it, you might be able to get a better view on the iPad Pro, but it's nothing that's too significant over this iPad 5th generation. There is the iPad screen at work there. Again, it is a fantastic screen. You're not going to be complaining about this screen, except for maybe one thing. This is a minor complaint that I had. Since it's in the 4:3 format, as opposed to the 16:9 format, you will tend to find on some movie viewing those larger blocks so that you're not taking up the entire screen when you're watching a movie. If you can get past that, then you won't be disappointed with this screen at all. It has great colors. It's not too punchy like a Samsung tablet or phone would be, and it's not too muted. On the bottom, you have 2 speakers. The iPad in 5th generation, 6th generation, they only come with 2 speakers, whereas the iPad Pro has 4 speakers. Having used the iPad Pro for several months in the past, yes, you definitely notice a difference in the sound quality. The 4 speakers does make a difference. Is it anything that's going to be game-changing? Are you going to lose sleep because you only have 2 speakers? I don't think so. These 2 speakers still do a great job of putting out sound. Also on the bottom, you've got the lightning jack for your charging. You can expect the normal iPad charger, this guy right here, and don't expect this to be a fast charge type of operation here. I mean, it's a tablet, so it's going to have a larger battery. Charging from close to 0% could take something like 4, 5 hours, 6 hours to charge up in reality. So it takes some time. On the top side here, you've got this black strip, and that usually contains all the radios for cellular or Wi-Fi. You've got, again, your power button, and then you've got, look at that, a headphone jack. The camera's 1.2 megapixel for your front camera, 8 megapixel for your rear camera. Now, while this thing does have the guts of the iPhone 6s, its cameras sound like they came from the iPhone 6. And I don't mean for that to sound like a bad thing either, because the iPhone 6 had a very good, very capable camera. So you won't be disappointed if you have to use your tablet as your camera. It also does take video in 1080p in high definition up to 30 frames per second. That's on the rear camera. It's got the internals of the iPhone 6s, so it has the A9 chip. This thing, it hustles. You're not going to worry about lag. You're not going to worry about stuttering at all. It has 32 gigabytes of storage, so the only thing that you would have to worry about is maybe this not having enough storage space, but then again, that's what purchasing iCloud storage is for. It also comes in 128 gigabytes for internal storage. It has three colors. This one that I have here is Space Gray. Actually, I think it's silver. I don't even remember what one I got. How about that? Let's go with, it's either Space Gray or silver with what I have here. But you have Space Gray, you've got silver, and you have gold. Those are the three colors that are available for this guy. And hey, look at this. It has a traditional home button. How cool is that? So of course that's got your Touch ID in there so that you can use your fingerprint or whichever for your unlock. If you are accustomed to using an iPhone, then you're going to be used to using an iPad because it's going to be the same layout with your iOS. The settings are going to be the same, so there's not going to be anything unfamiliar to you in that case. I will say this, iOS 12, if you're not used to swiping up and getting out of an application, like so, that's coming, and if I have enough time here before iOS 12 actually comes out officially, I will do an iOS 12 video to tell you some of the neat features that are coming out. And if you're wondering, you can still use the old traditional way as well to get back to the home screen. So that's as quick of a quick take as I can do anyhow. That's the iPad, the 5th generation. If you can get one for a good deal, definitely pick one up. I think it's well worth the price. If the 6th generation is just about the same price as the 5th generation, just go ahead and get the 6th generation. Why not? You'll have at least the latest version and you'll be getting a better value in that case. But if you can find a good deal on the iPad 5th generation, I think it's simply just one of the best tablets on the market. No offense to Samsung or LG or any of the other makers of tablets. Apple and iPad, they just do tablets well and they do them right. Thanks for watching. This is Keep It Simple Phone Tech.